Does a narcissist actually even fear anything? What are they most afraid of? There's got to be something. And how is it that they never actually show you? I'm going to be talking about this in the video. Hello and welcome back. I hope that you're all doing really well. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about what narcissists fear the most. Like, do they even fear anything? Do they even know what that means? Or is there any fear that they actually feel? And if there is something, what is it? Well, actually, my friends, there is one thing. There is one thing that they actually fear the most, that they don't want you to know. They don't want you to know this. But before I get into it, I would just like to mention that I do go live every week on this channel. If you have any questions, if you have any queries, I would say join the live stream that happens once a week. We've got a great community, and that is displayed in that wonderful chat that is literally, I would say it's even separate to the actual live, because these lot are having fun without me. Of course I want you guys to have fun, of course I do. But yeah, so if you would like your question answered, or there is something on your mind that you just need a quick answer to, I would say join the live stream and ask your question there in the community chat. Please see the description box for more detail. Okay, so what is it that a narcissist actually fears? I mean, are they actually afraid of something? Are they scared of something? The answer is yes, they are. Okay, so you see, the thing that they really, really don't want you to know is the truth. They don't want you to find out about them. They don't want you to know who they are. All right? They take so much time, so much pride and effort and energy in trying to disarm you from that information, or from you finding out that information. Okay, this is so embarrassing for them when people really find out who they are and they get exposed. Like, that is something that they can't actually deal with. All right, so this is what they do. Like, if you think about it, right, in that relationship that you have had with them, they spend their whole time trying to push you away from the truth. They try to stop you from finding out about them. So you see, they take the most amount of time to try and get to know you, trying to get to know your body language, your facial expressions, and your triggers, okay, and so that they can use those against you to be able to manipulate you. But then you're thinking, like, why would someone want to manipulate you? Why would someone be like that? And the thing is because of their own past, because of their destructive and traumatic past, that this is why they are like this. You see, if we go back into their childhood, they have spent so much time trying to disguise or get away from who they really are. Like, when they were children, all right, their parents didn't accept them for who they are. This is the trauma that has caused this child to become the way that they are. So they would have spent a lot of time trying to mold themselves into something that they thought their parents wanted them to be, because that child wanted the love from their parents, that wanted the acceptance, and they never got that. So they learned that if they change who they are, then they're going to get the validation that they need. And so that's why a narcissistic child will do that. But in doing that, okay, they disconnect themselves from who they are. It's literally like they have a death. You know, like this polarization that happens. So they disconnect from who they are. They put this defense mechanism in, and they pretend to be the child that their parents wants them to be. Because let's face it, every child wants to be loved by their parents. So the child will do anything for that to happen. And so this scenario is no different. This is what has happened for the narcissist in their childhood. Yes, it is very sad. Yes, it is really bad. But you see, this is what will happen. This is why they do this, because they want that validation. So fast forward into their adulthood, nothing's changed. Nothing has actually changed. You see, what they are doing is they're repeating childhood behavior or childhood patterns and then just repeating them in adulthood. So nothing's changed because they haven't actually looked at it. No one's ever said to them, hey, this is wrong or this needs to be changed. That's why when they meet you, they mirror you and they love bomb you, because they want you to fall in love with them. They don't want you to leave. They don't want you to see the truth. And the truth is that they are dysfunctional. They don't actually know how to love you, yet they pretend that they do. They are lost in this world. Okay, they are lost. They're just surviving. They're not actually living. They're just surviving. And because of their trauma from their childhood, this is why they are like this. This is what has happened. You see, and they go around, I mean, they know that the way that they are, the way that actually their life is, it isn't like yours, which is why they have this anger, this jealousy, you know, towards you, because they think, why is it that you can have like a normal life and that they are the ones that have to suffer? They are the ones that have to live this kind of like half life, so to speak, lost in this world around them. It's really sad, sure, it is. But you see, we all have choices. We all have choices in this life, all right? There's no one here that has had, you know, like an amazing childhood. There's no one here that's had everything like it's been amazing. No one, okay? So the fact is that we make choices. We either choose to be this way or that way. And the narcissist chose that way, right? Because if you're manipulating someone, you get your needs met. And let me tell you, it is not hard to manipulate someone. When you have bad intentions, you can manipulate someone and you can make things happen. And that's how the narcissist thinks. You see, if they're not going to be vulnerable with their emotions, they're not going to tell you how they feel, then they have the power over you. So they think. They think that we can't read them. They think that we can't feel what's going on because they can't. Because of this disconnection, they feel that you can't. So actually when you do, for them, it's like they feel really exposed. They feel like, oh, that person can see what I'm feeling. I've tried to, you know, really disguise it. Narcissists can't be vulnerable. They don't like to feel vulnerable because they don't want that person to know too much about them. They don't want that. They don't want to feel exposed. That's why they do that. That's why they hide who they actually are. And so when you come into this scenario, they're giving you a hidden version. They don't want anybody to know. Like, I am sure they have this negative narrative, this dialogue within their brain that is, you know, in their mind, that's telling them all of this negative stuff about them. And they've got no choice but to listen to it. But all this voice is the negative narrative that their parents or parent or their caregiver has told them. And this hasn't been corrected. This hasn't been changed. And so this is why they continue these patterns. So this childhood or the way that they want this to be hidden. They don't want you to know this. And that's why they spend a lot of time trying to push things down, a lot of things, you know, a lot of time trying to run away, to try and stop you from seeing the truth. That's why they gaslight you and lie to your face, because they don't want you to see. They don't want you to know how they actually feel and what's going on for them. They can't be vulnerable. They feel ashamed when they are vulnerable. They feel like they are less than when they are vulnerable. It's really interesting to know that this person would go to these lengths to abuse you, to stop you from knowing the truth. So this must mean that this is really important for them. This is like a huge trigger for them. Okay, that they don't want you to know something because they feel like they are damaged in some way. They feel less than, yet they show you that they are more than you. It's about this hierarchy, this power, this silent power that exists between the both of you. Not that you're in a competition or anything like that, but they are. Because that is the only way that they're going to feel powerful. That's the only way that they're going to feel validated within themselves. And so that's why they do that. That's why they do these things, because it makes them feel important. Because this is something that they didn't get in childhood. So when a child doesn't get that, all right, what happens is the child then grows into adulthood. They're always chasing that. They're always looking for that in the wrong situations, the wrong scenarios, the wrong people that are not going to be able to supply them that. And yet they want to show the opposite. They want to show that actually they are important, that they are worthy, that they are something. When actually in childhood they were made to believe that they're not. And so this is what I was talking about, choices. Either you choose here, this one, or this. They chose this one, to manipulate, to be nasty, to be like this towards other people. So that is what the narcissist doesn't want you to know. You know, on some level, they know that they are not okay. They know that they are different in some way. But you see, they don't ever talk about it to others. They don't want to tell anybody about this because this is quite shameful for them. This is quite hurtful for them. They don't want to be exposed. And this, you see, this is the trauma that exists within them. You see, they're never going to be able to understand this in a different way. They're never going to be able to correct it, because when you're spending a long time trying to get away from something, when you're spending a long time trying to disguise this, how can you then really, you know, identify it that, okay, this is my coping mechanism, this is something that I do, this is my response to the trauma that happened to me in childhood. You see, and so that's why it doesn't ever get corrected. That's why I don't feel that there is good result, you know, from narcissistic individuals ever really healing in therapy, because in therapy you learn to intellectualize your emotions without feeling them. This is the disconnect. The disconnect. Remember, trauma disconnects you from your emotions in a bid to be able to protect you. That is what the narcissist doesn't want you to know. The truth about them. Yet they want to know your truth. So I really hope this video helps. And if you are someone that is going through this, please know that I do offer one-to-one consultations. Please see the description box below. I also have a mentorship and a journal club, and if you're interested in joining, please see the description box below. This is great for someone who is already in therapy. This could work as something that is alongside, you know, therapy or counseling. I also have a Discord server which is absolutely free to join. This is a community of like-minded individuals who are experiencing or going through the same thing that maybe you are. And if you would like to talk to someone, there is always someone on there 24/7, because there's people like all around the world on there. So please know that you don't have to go through this alone. So if you would like to join the Discord server, please see the description box below. So guys, thank you so much for watching, and I really hope to see you in the next video. Goodbye.